Hello everyone. So this is Pitambar and I will be speaking on the topic shifting all elements k places to the left hand side with a rotation. So this mainly comes under subtopic array manipulation. Let's see. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग बेसिक पे बात कर लेते हैं. तो array क्या होता है? Array is a linear data structure which stores elements in contiguous memory. Contiguous memory यानी continuous memory एक के बाद एक स्टोर करता है जो बहुत फास्ट और डायरेक्ट एक्सेस हमें अलाउ कर रहा है with the use of index, or it is fixed in size and static in nature. So let's have an example array 1 2 3 with the index 0 1 2 3 4 and 5. Let's move to the next slide. अब देखते हैं कि लेफ्ट रोटेशन क्या होता है. तो in left rotation we shift elements k steps to the left side, and elements removed from the front are reinserted at the end, maintains the size and order of remaining elements like this. So we have taken the value of k here as 2. So the first 2k elements goes from there to the end, and the rest of the elements come in front. Let's go to the next real life application. So it's used in the circular queues, then CPU scheduling and load balancer, and games and UI animation. So circular queue में क्या होता है कि एंड खत्म नहीं, एंड से वो स्टार्ट पे फिर से आ जाता है और इट कीप्स ऑन गोइंग ऑन द सर्कल. And for CPU scheduling, it uses a algorithm which is called as round robin algorithm, so which helps in tackling the task easily. Load balancer. So load balancer में जब सर्वर्स पे मल्टीपल यूजर्स रिक्वेस्ट भेजते हैं तो इट हेल्प्स इन टैकलिंग दोज. एंड गेम्स एंड यूआई एनिमेशन यूज करता है ये फॉर लाइक द स्क्रोलिंग मेन्यू, एंड उसी पे बेस्ड होता है ये सब. लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट. सो रोटेशन, लेफ्ट रोटेशन के अप्रोचेस मेनली तीन है. देर आर टेम्पररी अरेज, one by one rotation, and reversal algorithm. So let's see the comparison table. So first off, we have temporary array, which is easy to implement but needs extra space, so which is not like जितना लगता है उतना ज़्यादा simple नहीं है. तो one by one rotation is very slow for large, so it only works for small arrays and small k. Reversal algorithm is said to be the most efficient and best for all sizes. We will see the in the next. तो हमारे पास पहला मेथड आ जाता है टेम्पररी एरेज का. तो टेम्पररी एरेज में we store the first k elements in temporary value temporary variable temp, and shift the remaining to the front, and at last we append the temporary value at the end. So let's say we have k value as 2 here also. So k value as 2, so the 1 and 2 would be stored in a temporary value temp, and it would move at the end, and the rest of the elements would go at the front. Its time complexity is constant and the space required is k, since we are putting k number of elements in the temporary variable. Let's see how the shifting works. So 1 and 2 moves at the end, and 3, 4, 5 and 6 comes at the first. So let's see the pseudocode now. So for the pseudocode, we have name the function left rotate with temp. So first of all, what we are doing is we are checking the value of k. So if k's value is greater than n, so let's say if k's value is 12, n value is 5, so we wouldn't know how many times we have to rotate this. So it would work like this. So we would take the modulus of both. So k modulus n, which would give us 2. So which means we have to shift 2 steps. So what we are doing here is we are creating a temporary array of size k, और उसके बाद we shifts remaining k elements to the left side and place the temp element at the end. At last जो हमारा temporary array जो हमने बनाया उससे हम लोग at the end उसे append कर देता. तो let's see the main code. So we will work on this on the VS Code. So let's see the code. So we have the main function here, the function prototypes, and the left rotate function with the print array function. So let's enter the size of array. Let's say 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have to enter the value of for k. So we have put it as 2. So it shows as 3, 4, 5, 6 as the result and 1, 2 as we did in the presentation. So let's move to the next slide and next method. So for the next method, we have 1 by 1 rotation. 1 by 1 rotation, in this, we, we shift each element 1 by 1 k times, जिससे कि हमारा टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी हो जाता है n into k times, and space हमारा कांस्टेंट, स्पेस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी कांस्टेंट रहता है, सिंस अब हम लोग यहाँ पे इसे कहीं मतलब कोई एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं. जस्ट लाइक इन द मेथड 1 वी वर यूजिंग द temporary variable to store, and we used it in the loops for loop. So what we do is we repeat it k times and shift all elements one on one and store the first element at the end. So let's see how it works. So 1 and 2 goes in the end, since we are taking the value of k as 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6 comes at the first. Now let's see the pseudocode. So it's pretty simple. As we see, we have named it rotate 1 by 1 with the first element stored as temporary. Then we shift elements left 1 by 1, and at the end we append we put the first element at the end. Let's see the main code. So in the main code, it's pretty similar to this as the first method. The main function is pretty same. This is the function prototype, and this is the main function, and we have our functions here. Left rotate 1 by 1 to perform a single left rotation, and we rotate all the elements one by one through this function. So we are calling this function here, we can see. So let's see the output in the VS Code. So we can see the function here, and we can see the print array function too. Let's see how it works. So we have get the output as enter the size. So let's say 6. Let's put the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it gives now gives the value of k. So let's say 2. So it gives us the answer as 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. Now let's move to the next method, which is said to be the most best and the optimal one. So we have reversal algorithm. So what we does is we reverse first k elements. So as we have taken k is equal to 2 for this one, so we reverse 1 and 2, then we reverse rest of the elements of array, and let's see how it goes. So something like this. So 1 goes there, 2 is at the front, then we have 6, 5, 4, and 3. So this is our array after the first and second step. So we have done the reverse first elements, and we have done the rest of the reverse the rest of the array too. So let's check the last step, so in which we reverse the whole array, which means 2 goes over the last and 3 goes at front, and similarly 1 goes at 4 and 6 goes here, and vice versa. So let's see how it goes. So at step 3 it would look like this: 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So we got our final array like this, and the time complexity is big of n, space is constant big of 1, since we are not using any temporary variable to shift the elements. So let's see the pseudocode. So we have used reverse as the function name. We are swapping the first and the end. Then what we are doing is we are rotating by reversal. So we are calling the function reverse in this function for reversing first k elements, which starts from 0 and k minus 1, and the remaining elements reverse, which starts from k and n minus 1. Then for the last steps we reverse the whole array. So we can see check it like this. So if array is let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, so the indexes would be 0, 1, 2, 3. So if we take the value of k is equal to 2, so there is no problem since it's not greater than n. So k is equal to 2, which means 1 and 2. So the value of a k element's position starts at 0 index as we see, and the it ends position is 1, so which is k minus 1. So we have to give the position as k minus 1. And for the remaining elements, the starts from the position k, which is equal to 2, and end at n minus 1, n minus 1. So if we do this by hand, so if first what we have to do, we have to reverse the first two. Then for the next step, what we have to do, we have to reverse the remaining two. So 2, 1, 4, 3. And for the last step, to get our final array, we have to do the reversal of all. So we will get it like 3, 4, 1, and 2. So we get it like this. So let's see the main code. So we have our reverse function here. We have our left rotate reversal and the print function here. And the main function is pretty much same, function prototypes at the front. So let's move to the VS Code and check how it goes. So it worked pretty good. So no errors. Enter the size of array. So let's take our example. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take the value for k as 2. So here we can see the first step which we did, 2, or reverse the first k elements. So we reversed. Then what we did in the second, we reverse the remaining two. So it gets like 2, 1, 4, 3. And for the final, we reverse the whole, which gives us 3, 4, 1, 2 as the output. This was it. Thank you for your time.